What's going on, guys? So we're here, little tabletop for you guys, a little change of scenery. I really want to take this time to go over my programming philosophy, and where I'm gonna kind of take my programming now that I'm done with this cut. And you're gonna have to forgive my horrible handwriting. So the first place to start, whenever you're trying to come up with a new program or, not a new program, but wherever you want to take your training, you have to kind of assess where you've been and where you want to go. I've laid out 3 specific goals for the next 2 years. So that's where I'm going to start. Let's start with the goals. First one is a powerlifting meet sometime in the next year. So powerlifting meet 2017. It's still something I really want to do. It's still something that, I want to check off. And this bulk, this strength phase is going to be a good opportunity to do that. So in the next year, definitely going to do a powerlifting meet. I'm saying it right now, calling it. So number 2, and this has been a goal. This has been an ongoing goal, since I started lifting, and that's to build a physique that I'm proud of. I think that's a very important. If you're concerned with your physique, you should be making something that you're proud of. So build a physique that you're proud of. Number 3 is going to be prepare to compete in 2018. What that means is sometime in 2018, I want to be able to step on stage. Whether it's in physique or I would love to do classic physique. That means that I need to, focus on my weak points, my physique weak points, and build, so that I'm ready to compete in 2018, if that's one of my goals. So, starting out with the goals, and then we can go from there. So now what I want to do is kind of assess my weaknesses, both in my physique and strength-wise. I spelled strength wrong. So, I'm not really going to talk about my strengths, but let's more so focus on my weaknesses, and then we can go from there to build the program. And when I say weaknesses, I mean weaknesses both physically, as in like physique-wise, so like body-wise, muscle-wise, and strength-wise. My weaknesses physique-wise, definitely upper chest, traps, and like upper back, as well as lat width. But definitely it's always been my upper chest. So the reason I think these are my weaknesses is because I have a horrible mind-muscle connection with all of these things, especially my upper chest. When you look at your strengths, like my biceps, I have a great mind-muscle connection with my biceps. And so when I train them, it's really easy for them to grow, I feel like. But with upper chest, it's so much harder for me to get I really need to focus to get a good contraction in that chest. So that's why I feel like these are my weaknesses. If you want to compete in physique, then, you have to be honest with yourself. And this is where taking videos, taking pictures, having a coach, having someone that can be honest with you, is huge. So, these are the main, obviously I need to grow overall, but these are the lagging points that I see in myself. So moving from there to strength-wise, what are my weaknesses? So definitely bench, team poverty bench. I've hit a 275 bench once before, but obviously this weakness stems from, I think, a weakness, a mind-muscle connection weakness as well. So really, I know I can get that bench up there. I just need to train it. Lower back has always been something that is not as strong. Lower back / I would say mid back. In the deadlift, that's where I don't feel weak in my hamstrings and my glutes. I feel weak in my mid back. So wow, would you look at that? Both of these two are, very directly, very similar. Traps and upper back, lower back. I mean, back in general could be, and chest. So that's interesting. I didn't notice that. I wrote this down earlier, but I didn't notice that. Strength weaknesses as well. Shoulders. I have very loose rotator cuffs, so I'm always doing, prehab, as we would call it, to try and strengthen them. But overhead press is, some dudes are extremely strong in overhead press. I am not one of them. So shoulders, that's a little less of a priority for me, strength-wise, overhead presses, but I still want to incorporate it a little bit. And also, I'm just gonna write on here, abs. You can always have stronger abs, stronger core, and that's gonna help you in so many different ways. I'm not one to get rid of a leg day, but I'll get rid of doing abs for sure, because that shit's boring. So no, I really need to make those a priority this next year. Okay, so here's a look at my personal strengths and weaknesses. So this is something you could probably do for yourself. Literally, just write it down. Just take the time to literally sit there and write it down, and it's gonna help you assess where you are and where you need to go. So, with those said, what kind of program, do I want to do? What is the best program out there? That's the question everyone asks. Oh, what's the best program to do? Should I do, Steve Cook's back to school, some shit, squat every day, should I do 5-3-1, what should I do? The best program is the one that you're going to have fun doing, and the one that you're going to stick to, the one that's going to get you in the gym, day in, day out, no matter what. So enjoyability, is that a word? Enjoyability? Enjoyability is a very important part of program design. I've done most of the not most of the programs. I've done a bunch of programs under the sun, a bunch of the generic, programs. We've done 5-3-1, done, 6 Weeks to Superhero, I think it was. It's like a T Nation program, done squat every day, the strength athlete programs. What else is there? Texas Method. I have not done the Texas Method. Shaco, I have not done. I've stayed away from Shaco. And there's a ton of programs on bodybuilding.com. But what I decided to do when I went into my bulk last time was I wanted to use the principles of DUP, daily undulating periodization. Oh man, wow. And kind of make my own program and track it all, track the volume. And that's what I did. And it was great. It was awesome. I really enjoyed it. It was a great learning experience. And that's the thing, whenever you do any of these programs, you always take something from them, that you liked or you didn't like. Something that worked, something that didn't work for you. If you do that and you just kind of add it to, add it into the back of your mind, it's really gonna help you down the road. And so now, now I know what I need to do, for the most part. It's just a matter of, executing it. So one of the mistakes that I made when I did, this DUP program, I don't want to say it was a mistake, because it wasn't really a mistake. I just think I focused a little too much on the strength building and not enough. I didn't get enough volume in my accessories, because a lot of the times what would happen is I would crush, I'd kill my strength, movement, kill my sets and reps for that, but I would leave nothing in the tank for any kind of accessory movements. And if you want to, do a physique show and, be strong, you have to draw the line somewhere. You have to prioritize, your accessories just as much as your strength building stuff. That's a really hard line to draw. Where do you kind of pull back on your strength building, squat, bench, deadlift stuff to add in more accessory work for hypertrophy. So that was a mistake that I made in that first go around of the program. I don't think I got enough volume in other accessory areas to elicit the kind of hypertrophy that I wanted. So for this go around, I'm gonna make sure that I, make my accessory stuff a priority, and kind of taper off the volume from the big movement, squat, bench, and deadlift, because I know I'm going to be getting volume in the accessories. So what I've decided to base this whole program on that I'm gonna make is 5-3-1, and I've run 5-3-1 like a long time ago. I love that it's simple, and I love that it's very PR focused. So I'm gonna take one of Jim Wendler's Beyond 5-3-1 Training Maximally templates and kind of switch it around a little bit, add in my own accessory stuff, and for these first, I'm gonna run this for probably 8 weeks with 2 deloads, potentially 1 deload if I probably won't need that first one 4 weeks in. So basically, I'm gonna run it as a 7-day program, but the way that I like to start out designing any of these programs is always putting the leg days in first, putting the squat and deadlift in first. So this first day we're gonna squat. Then where am I gonna, I know that I need to put the deadlift in somewhere in the middle here. So probably this 4th day deadlift. That gives me 3 days of rest before, from squatting. And then I know that I want to squat twice a week. So, where else in here can I squat twice a week? So squat on the 1st day and probably the 6th day. I'm only gonna program deadlift in once. I've done twice a week before, but for now I just wanna, we'll stick to once a week for this first cycle. So now that I've got those programmed in, based on my weaknesses, I know that I wanna make bench a priority. So I'm gonna bench 3 times a week. So on one of those bench days, I'm gonna be doing dumbbell or some other accessory. So I'm just gonna put like a little star. So probably on the 7th day, I'll do like dumbbell bench or dumbbell incline or like incline press. But the other 2 days will definitely be bench days. So now that I've got those in there, I have one more day, this 3rd day here, that I can devote to something. So, I said I want to do overhead press, and so that's gonna round out our 7-day, main compound movement. Now, what am I gonna do for accessories? On this first squat day, I'm gonna keep it quad focused. On the deadlift day, I'm gonna say hammy focus. So quads and hammies, very similar to what I'm doing right now. And then I'm also gonna throw abs in, because like I said, I wanna make that a priority. I'm gonna throw abs in on that first day. Day 2, bench. I'm gonna choose to hit all chest accessories after I do bench. So that's gonna be quote unquote a chest day, basically. Overhead press, that day is gonna be shoulders and traps. I don't know if you guys consider traps shoulders, but they're up there. So that day is really gonna be a shoulder day. Hammies, I'm also gonna throw in lower back. Second bench day of the week on day 5. That I'm gonna bench and then I'm gonna hit back. And some of you guys might be saying, oh, you just deadlifted yesterday, your back's gonna be so sore from deadlifting, blah, blah, blah. Usually for me, this next day, I will not be sore. It's this day that I will be very sore from deadlifting. So squatting on this day is gonna be interesting. One thing I forgot to mention with Beyond 5-3-1, he does a really good job with back down sets. He calls them first set, last sets, and joker sets. Joker sets are just like, if you're feeling really good, he says, bump the weight up 10% and, try to hit the same reps. So the joker sets are a way of extending, when you're feeling good, they're a way of extending that main movement, this main movement and getting more volume in. So for this day, I probably won't do too many joker sets or first set, last set on this day because it's the last leg day of the week. But still, it's nice to have those options. So I'm gonna squat that day, and then I'm gonna hit arms. There's something about getting an arm pump that I love. I love hitting arms by themselves, going back and forth. So arms and lower back again. And then this last bench day is gonna be the second chest accessory workout of the week. So more chest volume here. And yeah, so that's what it's looking like right now. You know, so with Beyond 531, basically I'm gonna use the Beyond 531 template for these main movements, and then these accessory movements I'm gonna go back to my, you know, bodybuilding roots and really just try to add in more volume for hypertrophy to grow. The goal with the first 8 weeks is really to just get my strength back while I'm reverse dieting. You know, I'm not gonna do like a very meticulous reverse diet. I've already started increasing my calories a lot, and my weight is actually, it's going up slower than I anticipated, which can be good and bad. But these first 8 weeks are just gonna be to get my strength back. You know, I'm not really gonna dive too much into like the actual volume of each day. You know, I'm just gonna put in the work, and then after the 8 weeks, I'll kind of assess where I'm at again. You know, we'll do this again, you know, the same kind of video, and then we'll kind of go from there to see what, you know, where we can go. So yeah, guys, that's what I'm gonna be doing for the next 8 weeks. I wanna do, you know, I'm gonna do a video on, you know, each one of these days over the course of the next, you know, 8 weeks, and maybe at 4 weeks in, we'll have a little check in of where, you know, the weights are at. But yeah, that's gonna be the video, guys. So leave any questions you have down below, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next week. Peace.